Welcome back to Politics as Usual, episode 87. It is apparently May of 2013. I just got a job at a bank making $14 an hour, and Danny Green is torching a team single-handedly in the playoffs.
Life is funny, man, because I thought Danny Green was done in these streets. Like I didn't know.
I did too. Like I thought Danny Green was like absolutely done out here, but he is somehow cooking, which means that it's 2013, and I'm excited about making $14 an hour working Monday through Friday.
Oh, you remember those days, man, where you got that $14, $15 job and you like, yeah, I made it.
Yeah,
I made
I'm
it.
here.
Now.
Like I'm here, nigga. Like we.
No, I thought I was so official first time I was such a 15 an hour, man. I thought I made it.
Bruh. What's wild is I later in 2014, I have a job for a few months where I was making like $20 an hour. Well, I really thought I was big shit. And then I ended up getting fired from that job. I had to go back to making $14.
Boxes.
Had to go back to making $14 an hour, but fuck it. Boy, I don't know what the fuck I thought I was doing moving out making only $14 an hour. It wasn't even $14 an hour. I was making like $13.75.
Ooh.
The fuck was I thinking? That show you how bad inflation is, boy, because
yeah, inflation wild out here.
Matter of fact, when I moved to North Carolina in 2016, I wasn't even making 15 an hour.
You wait, you moved for that?
I mean, well, my base salary wasn't 15, but because I worked nights and weekends, I got like a 15% shift differential. So I think it averaged out to be like 18. I mean, my rent was only $550. I was all the way. I had a 3-bedroom for $550, and I was all the way out in Gastonia.
Wait, a 3-bedroom for $550?
3-bedroom $550.
Slum lower prices.
I mean, no. Okay, so I'll tell the story of how we got a 3-bedroom for $550. Right. So the first spot that we had was a 2-bedroom. So me and my brother, we drove up to drop my stuff off, and then we went back to Birmingham. We dropped my stuff off a week before I started my job because I wanted to go see the Lupe show, which was the night before I drove up to like move. And we get in there, and it's like some bugs and shit like in the apartment. I'm like, I'll just set off some raid, whatever. It was a 2-bedroom for $500 a month. I ain't expected to be nice. Man, I get back. Nigga, that place is roach infested. Like, I walk in the apartment, I'm like, bro, like these motherfuckers ain't moving when the lights come on. I said, oh, fuck. So I get up the next morning, nigga, I got like 6 of them raid cans, nigga. I got them like every 3 feet. Set them shits off, left, went to work, came back. It was like hundreds of dead roaches and a bunch of living ones crawling over them motherfuckers. I said, so my ex and her son wasn't coming up for 3 weeks. I'm like, yo, something got to be done about this. I can't have them like coming into this place. So finally, they end up getting us a 3-bedroom, and they gave us a discount on the rent. So we ended up getting a 3-bedroom for what was the price of one of the other 2-bedrooms. But like, nigga, after we moved out, they had to move the 3 people that lived around us out, and they had to fumigate that entire shit. Like, I'm talking about the blue bags coming out the windows of the shit, and they had to put them other people up in hotels because that place was like infested.
I mean, whoever was there before, one of your neighbors had it bad in there.
Bad. Thank God for growth, man. I ain't got to deal with them problems no more.
You walked in that apartment, damn shame what they did to that dog.
like on some real shit. Like, you know, like I'd have seen a lot in my life. That's why I'm grateful to be where I am now. But nigga, that shit was, nigga, that was Hell no.
I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I still like grab the bread and tie it and damn near about to put it in the fridge. And then I like, wait, we ain't there no more. We don't gotta do that no more. We can leave the bread out now.
Bruh. Nigga, realizing you ain't like them old apartments that be having gnats all through the spot. Nigga, that's ain't gotta live like that no more. It's hardwood floors and stainless steel appliances, baby. We ain't no more popcorn ceilings and white appliances, man.
No more white fridges.
I mean, shit, my last place had that, but that was because I was being cheap because the rent was only $800.
I mean, you can't beat that.
I ain't trying to impress no fucking body. But then one of my coworkers was like, "How you drive a BMW but live in such a cheap place?" I said, "Nigga, because I value my car more than I value where I live. Nigga, I ain't trying to impress no fucking body." Chicks come over here, they ain't complaining about popcorn ceilings. Probably says more about the women I was fucking than anything. But
well, yeah, I was about to say, well, yeah.
Hey, them was the chicks that was impressed by the BMW. Wasn't turned off by the Power Ranger shirts. You know what I'm saying? You give a fuck about popcorn ceilings, nigga. Anyways, man, I don't know where the fuck we starting at. How was everybody's week?
As usual, I'm glad it's over.
Yeah. Hey man, if you ever get a federal job, bro, give yourself about 4 fucking months, bro. I done had this job lined up since like February or March. I just took my drug test on Monday. I'm just now starting the fucking federal background check that takes 2 to 3 hours to complete. They tell you when they send it to you, hey, give yourself 2 to 3 hours to complete this. Luckily, since I was in the military, all this shit is already filled out for me. It only took me like 15, 20 minutes. And yes, I did it while I was at work. Give yourself some time, bro. I honestly, this makes me not want to get a federal job because the hiring process is the worst, bro. The government is so slow with everything.
Yeah, the background check I had to do for my current job was like really like I've done banking background checks before, but this one was like, nah, nigga, they needed like 15 years of where I'd lived, who the people I'd lived with. I had to go do fingerprint. I ain't have to do a drug test, thankfully, but I was like, man, I just left from working for this company 6 months ago. What you mean I got to do all this shit? Just pull my last shit. Like,
not much has changed in 6 months.
I moved. Like, that's it. Yeah. Yeah. So now Fee can stop talking about how much money I make.
Ronnie gonna talk about it.
Ronnie can too. I know. I'm gonna just deflect it back.
Please relax.
Hey, we all in the same tax bracket, brother. Well, you married, so a little bit different. Yes. Lee said the background check for my job was insane. They had me thinking I was a former felon. Well, Lee, you do you do work for. I ain't gonna say what Lee does, but Lee do work for some important people. So I kind of understand that. Like, and I mean, Lee, you kind of militant too. So I might see some of your tweets and been like, you might be a little too much for us. And Lee does good work in the community, but they might have been like, hey, brother, you might be a little too far afield for this kind of work. Shouts to Lee though, man. I could not do what he does. I don't like people enough. Like, I want people to do well, but I want them to do well like away from me. Like I said they made me scrub my socials. Brother, I bet.
Yeah, I bet.
I bet. Yeah, nah. I want people to do well, but do well. I'll give you money to do well. I just don't want to have to go out there and actually do it. Like, would you like to donate some time? Can I donate some money instead? Because that's more up my alley. Like, let the people who actually motivated to go do it. I want to be in this house, not near people. kind of how I'm feeling. Why you shaking your head? For you the same way. Well, never mind. You volunteer and stuff.
Yeah, I got out there and got my hands dirty, bro.
I've done it. I just don't want to do it regularly. That's like a once a year thing.
Oh nah, in the military, you got that mandatory volunteering. I was a regular at Habitat for Humanity, bro. Just a whole day helping the community, which I don't mind. It's for a good cause.
We used to, when I worked for PNC Bank, part of the Community Reinvestment Act that banks have to do. We actually used to give like financial classes to people who were completing their like Habitat for Humanity stuff. So that was actually pretty cool because I didn't have to do no work. I was just up there answering people's questions about how to make their money stretch. I'll do that. I'll talk to motherfuckers. I ain't trying to do no actual work.
Don't know.
Yeah, and I give back to my community by saying like, hey man, we told you last week you can't smoke crack in here. So that's how I give back to my community. Yeah, that's how I give back. Yeah.
Oh shit.
It ain't Amsterdam in there, bro.
No, but like for real, like because like without saying like what my job is, like this guy we like just kicked out, like was out in front of the library and he pulled the pipe out. We're like, bro, like you are damn, I said my job anyway. You are in front of the building and you just pulled the pipe out your pocket.
Lee said, but I really just dropped in to say Marvel is trash and y'all called me a madman, but now people are starting to see. I mean, Lee, we never said you was wrong. We just said you hated everything. We here didn't say you were wrong. We just said you hated everything, and I enjoyed antagonizing you. But now the end game is over with. I don't give a fuck about Marvel.
I will say Lee's hate, like in my opinion, was premature, but now it's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like he was I was in on the hate first. The signs were there. The signs were there. Yeah, the signs were there. The signs were there. But now it's like nothing redeemable about the direction they're going in.
It's like stitched together scenes, fan service cameos, and nothing of consequence ever happening.
Yeah, because I won't give any spoilers away, but of course I saw Doctor Strange today, and the most interesting part of it was basically a detour from the main story, which reveals something big, and that big reveal is undone 5 minutes later.
Yeah. And it was basically the fan service of a fan casting that people had wanted for years. So, yeah. I ain't even watching it. Y'all know me, I'm Wikipedia records on everything. I went and looked the plot of the movie up yesterday and was like, yep, I'm cool. I text Ronnie, I was like, yeah, I'll just wiki that plot. I'm good.
I'm still gonna go watch it, but I don't really have any expectations.
Good. You shouldn't.
If you've seen one Marvel movie at this point, you've seen them all.
Yeah, I just go for to me, it's like going to see a Fast and Furious movie. Like I know what I'm about to get. Like
Chuck finna show up.
I mean,
who said Fast and Furious?
Speaking of them, did y'all see that director just quit on Fast 10?
Yeah, they said rumors is Vin Diesel is unprofessional. He be showing up out of shape, late to set. And someone's like, they might as well just let him direct it because he runs things anyway. And someone said, someone had, speaking of, they called me a madman. Someone said Dwayne Johnson, and they had the Thanos thing. They called me a madman. Because The Rock may not be able to act, but The Rock gonna show up. The Rock is Little Caesar.
Yeah.
We didn't say this was gonna be a good movie. We said you were getting Dwayne Johnson, and that's what you gonna get in every movie.
He's gonna be in shape. You know he gonna do Rocky shit.
He ain't gonna get intimate with none of his female co-stars.
Yeah.
We didn't say it was good. We said it was starting Rock. That's what it is. Which is kind of the same of Marvel at this point. We didn't say it was good. Well, Marvel do be trying to lie and say their movie's good. But yeah. So I can't even say it. But The Rock don't be out there acting like his movie's good. He's like, hey man, it's gonna be some explosions. I'm gonna flex. I'm gonna get into a couple fights. It's gonna be a little wittiness, and you ain't gonna have to worry about me getting uncomfortably close to my female co-star.
Hey, has The Rock and Michael Bay ever did a movie together? Because that would be.
I feel like that Skyscraper movie was with Michael Bay.
If he didn't direct it, he definitely produced it.
Because that was just completely like only The Rock could be in a movie about a skyscraper and turn it into a goddamn action-packed. I
forgot about Pain and Gain.
Oh, that's the one with the one with Clarence in it.
Yeah,
Clarence and Marky Mark.
All right, I'm gonna keep it real. I actually don't mind Pain and Gain because when you watch it, like it like takes a turn and you're like, oh, so like as far as bad movies go, like self-aware bad movies, like it's actually a very entertaining ride, even though it gets kind of weird.
I mean, to be fair, so is Transformers too. Lee is somewhere yelling at me over there. Hey, y'all know Eminem and Mark Wahlberg had beef for a little bit?
No, but it makes sense. And I'm sad that I would like side with Eminem on this.
So it started because there's an episode you could find like the grainy footage on YouTube, but apparently Eminem was like guest hosting TRL and Mark Wahlberg came up and he said, "Hey, don't call me Marky Mark," and Eminem like didn't like that, and so off during a commercial break, Mark Wahlberg was like, "Is there supposed to be some like tension here or something?" Like said that like not to M, but where M could hear it. And so when the cameras come back on, M's like, "Yeah, we're just all one big fun bunch up here." And Mark Wahlberg goes, "Asshole," like under his breath, but it's still audible. And so that's why on Drug Ballad on Marshall Mathers LP, he goes, "Back when Mark Wahlberg was Marky Mark." Fucking yeah.
The party start. We used to.
Because I was on Genius one day and I looked that song up. I was like, what? There has to be a reason why he just randomly calls Mark Wahlberg such a derogatory term. And yeah, it started because of TRL, but they pieced it up like a year later.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, God knows we didn't need any Mark Wahlberg diss tracks.
We did not need any Marky Mark bars out here.
Now we never needed them, but
we never did.
Thanks to New Kids on the Block copying off of fucking New Edition. We had to endure Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. We're 20 minutes into this episode, and I still don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
We'll talk about Jack or that article.
Oh yeah. So we'll do that. So Jack Harlow dropped an album. Y'all know me and white rappers. I just don't listen to them until they like do something to jeopardize their white fan base, i.e., stand on a black issue, like say it with their chest. Mac Miller's done that. Eminem's done that, etc. But people seem to like Jack Harlow for whatever reason. I don't begrudge them for that. Like what you like. However, there was a Wall Street Journal article, and I forget what the headline said, but it said something like, "It's time to ask a question about Jack Harlow. Can he rap?" And Bomani Jones retweeted the article and said, "Well, why are we asking questions about whiteness in hip hop like it's some complex thing? The fact that you're doing an article in the Wall Street Journal questioning whether or not his whiteness is helping him answers the question. It's one of the biggest publications in the world. You're doing an article on him because he's white."
Yeah, simply because he's white.
Like, hard stop. Can he actually rap? Does it matter? Like, does it matter if Jack Harlow can actually rap? I've never heard anything from him that would make me go, dude, that's bars. Can any of these rappers rap these days? I mean, yes, but
I was about to say my man Westside Boogie just dropped his new single today, and it's coming like this summer. He's coming in hot. But no, you raise a good point. What we tend to do with these white artists is like they just have to be like just marginal enough to like get through the door, and then they have to like acquire popularity, and it's like, okay, they're the one. And then what happens is like critics and writers do this weird thing where they're like, oh, this person is getting their respect because they're white, even though they are stepping into a black dominated genre in the first place and needs to pay their dues in the first place. But that was such a weird article because for one thing, like Jack Harlow has been like embraced by like, I won't say the black community at large, but like the people who primarily listen to hip hop right now, because it's a young man's genre, the people between like the ages like 20, 25, like they love Jack Harlow. So to even ask that question is like,
You be kicking it with Taylor.
Why? Exactly. Like what? Why? Oh yeah, I'm definitely hating on him for that. So yeah.
But like, yeah, I don't know, man. I saw somebody talking about some white dude named Baby Tron. And
I'm sure he's terrible. Like based on the name, I'm sure he's
awful. And so like he did something with Kenny Beats. Now Kenny Beats is a white producer, but Kenny Beats uses his platform to attempt to further black social issues. So I ain't got no beef with Kenny Beats, and he produced a lot of Vince Staples shit. And Vince Staples ain't no coon. So I saw him in the cave, and I heard like 2 bars, and I'm like, oh, y'all are just about to do that thing again because he's white and he's making like trap sounding music. Y'all about to act like this shit's fire because he's white. And it's like, why y'all keep falling for this trap? Why?
Like, I honestly think I feel like if you're a white rapper and you don't even have to have that much talent. If the subject matter, if it's catchy enough, you're gonna blow up. And then once you blow up, like look at MGK or Machine Gun Kelly. Look at this nigga. This nigga was a fucking damn near hardcore rapper. Now he's all the way like did a whole fucking 180, and he looks like a fucking punk rock person.
Yeah,
but guess what though? He's saying that he's about to start rapping again.
Because people ain't probably feeling that shit over there that he's
bingo.
doing.
Mm-hmm.
Bingo.
Ain't nobody fucking with that. So
which highlights like a thing that I brought up recently. Like Post Malone wanted to break into the game as a country artist. That didn't work. So he rapped. He tried to dabble in country again. It didn't work, and he went right back to rap. And AJ and I have this conversation like often, and although we are like different ends of the spectrum, like we tend to like agree in like some regard that like much to our detriment, like we are like way too accepting sometimes.
Yeah.
Like when you have an artist like Lil Dicky say, I think rap is stupid, but I'm just doing it because I wanted to be a comedian. That didn't work out. Like,
or Post Malone saying if you want to feel something, you'll listen to something other than rap.
Yeah, but they still make their bones off this. They still make money off this. Like pushing them out the game. Like just say like, nah, this ain't for you. Get away.
Yeah, and go ahead, Fee.
Oh, no, I'm just gonna say don't allow these people into our space. Like stop letting them if you come like Mac, like I fuck with Mac Miller because Mac Miller was like down with us the whole way. I never seen no switch up in his game where he was trying to fucking go the other way. And then I also kind of look at who do these artists fuck with, like when they come in. Like Mac fucks with Wiz. Like Wiz is fucks with Snoop. Like them is not no funny style people. Like they're the same way 100% of the time. Like who does Post Malone fuck with? I don't know who Post Malone fuck with. Post Malone look like he fucks with whoever is hot. Same with MGK. So if you're like a flavor of the month,
he came in with Diddy. So
yeah, look. That's showing you something already. Because if you just look at Diddy's artists, I can't co-sign nobody coming in that way, bro.
Yeah, like so to me, like the example I always use is look at the backlash of what happened when Beyonce did her country song and tried to perform on CMT with the Dixie Chicks. Monica just performed at the Country Music Awards. Backlash. And and I'm gonna get to your point in a second, because me and Lee talked about this earlier. And who else?
Nelly.
Basically, Lil Nas X. The thing with Lil Nas X was I wasn't mad at what country music did. Black people were mad because y'all just used to giving y'all shit away for nothing, and country said we not allowing that. You're trying to troll us with our art. We don't accept that because you're not part of our community. We kicking you off our charts. And y'all got mad at the shit instead of saying, hey, why don't we do that? Why don't when these white artists come in, but to Lee's point, we can't do that. Because we declawed all Lee says it's theirs now. The forefathers sold out decades ago, and he's absolutely correct. When we look back and like we celebrate things like the Native Tongues movement, boycotting the Grammys, and Jay-Z boycotting the Grammys, because they was disrespecting DMX. To me, that always felt like a half measure. Like, fuck them. We're the tastemakers. Why do we care? When Def Jam sold out, when all those small independent black labels sold out to the Universals and the Sonys and the Warners of the world, this was always going to happen. It was another example of the long play. The only thing that we could have did was still made white people feel bad for fucking with our shit. But no, Justin Timberlake puts cornrows in his hair and suddenly Gone's on 106 in Park forever. Even though Gone was a slapper, I ain't gonna hold you. But that shouldn't be all it takes to get it. Post Malone put braids in and called himself White Iverson, and now he got a free pass to the like. We don't make people earn their spots in our culture at all. And people be talking crazy about Bruno Mars, and he's the biggest outsider on the planet who be out here trying to tell y'all where he get his shit from, and giving props to all of his influences, and y'all want him out the paint. That's the dude who went out the paint.
I'm sorry, I got to interject. That is so stupid because every interview he starts with, he was like, every interview this man starts with when people ask him about his influences, he always says, I would not be here without the music of black and brown people. Like, I would not be here. Like, but for some reason, people are calling him like an appropriator. And I don't
like what are you talking about? Like he's doing the shit every single outsider should be doing. So like my piano teacher he's basically white. His dad's mixed, but he basically is like, I'm white passing, so I'm white. He calls everything Black American music. And he'll sometimes get pushback from his white students because they feel bad. Like, well, he's like, just because it's called Black American music doesn't mean that you can't participate in it. Just recognize where it's from. He's like, he's like, white people only do this with black culture. He's like lo-fi hip hop pisses him off because he's like, why do we always have to take something that black people do and try to create a differentiation of it?
Try to make it palatable for you.
Yeah. And he's like, lo-fi hip hop is trash. But like he calls and someone was like, whoa, what is Black American music? He was like, anything where the kick is basically on the 1 and 3 and the snares on the 2 and 4 and they alternate. And someone was like, well, that's all music. And he said, exactly. Like all Western music is ripped off from what black people started. So if you can't do the bare minimum and acknowledge that, no, you don't have a place in the culture. But much to Lee's point, when the forefathers of our music sold out, and kept, like, I don't blame anybody from like the 50s and the 60s and the 70s because their music was just getting jacked from them. Like the Elvises of the world was just jacking their music. Wasn't really much they could do. But once we started getting our own labels up and these motherfuckers started selling out, it's like we have this issue of wanting acceptance from them. Like this, that's why season 3 of Atlanta is the way it is, because this is Donald Glover trying to prove that. I saw someone say this earlier, and someone said he's trying to prove that he's better than Lil Dicky show. This is why the Kanyes of the world do what they do. It's never enough for some people because they always, Jay, another prominent example, they always got to get into that next room with the white people. So it ain't never going to be enough. And at some point you just have to look at it and be like, why can't we just ever just be cool with our shit being our shit and not take it and not like have to try to sell it to white people and make it palatable to them? Like, I know money, but when have white people ever showed up to something that a bunch of non-white people were doing and it ever turned out good for the non-white people?
And then we don't show up for ourselves, because I remember I can't remember who said it. I don't know if it was like Issa or somebody, but anyway, she was saying something to the regard of like, of like yeah, when you look at like the Emmys, when you look at the Golden Globes, when you look at the Oscars, like look at how many of our people there, but then look at like the NAACP awards, the Soul Train awards, the BET awards, and then when we're trying to give awards away, they're not there. So show up for your own people too. Like,
man, you know what? We need the Source Awards back.
We did
in the Vibe Awards. Like,
hey, for many reasons, we need the Source Awards.
Oh, seriously, like there was a time like when the BET Awards was like it was a thing. Like all the stars, like all the prominent Black American stars were showing up to be at the BET Awards, and then somewhere along the lines, it started losing its value. Like people was just like, "Oh, I'm just not coming to this anymore." But why? These are people who are celebrating you. These are your people celebrating you. Why wouldn't you want to be a part of your people celebrating you? Like everybody in sports goes to the fucking ESPYs. Like why as a Black person, you're not going to the BET Awards, but you'll go to the Billboard Music Awards when they're not even charting music.
People are fixated on what Toni Morrison academically calls the white gaze. Like they if the white gaze is missing, they feel like inadequate. They feel like they haven't made it yet. But the thing is, like AJ said, like most of the time, like pop culture is Black culture. So we are the tastemakers. But why are you looking for approval from those who get like the culture from us anyway?
Like what we showed up to the picnic, to the proverbial picnic, with the best dish every year, and we handed it to the people at the table, and they told us thanks and told us to go away. They wouldn't give us a seat. And then one day we showed up with our dish, and we saw a bunch of inferior versions on the table, and they like, yeah, you can sit here now because we already got your recipe, but we don't really need it anymore.
Think about if the BET Awards was happening and that Will Smith and fucking Chris Rock shit happen. Is Will Smith getting fucking, like, not saying he's right or wrong or whatever, but like is Will Smith getting all his fucking movies pulled? Like,
yeah. I was about to say hold on mute for this one because I got another point to make. So another thing
I was just gonna go somewhere else with
another thing I dislike is what have white people or any other ethnic group for that matter, any other group of people, what have they done to be the moral censor? What have they done to be something you basically have to aim to be? What have they done to be something you have to prove yourself to be? Like, what have they done?
They colonized the world and lied about contents of the Bible.
No, so what I'm saying is, like, whenever I hear somebody say like, "Oh, don't act the way in front of white people don't act that way," I'm like, where have you been?
Those be niggas who ain't been around white people.
Yeah, and
be ass.
And some of my, and this isn't to antagonize like an entire group of people, some of my best friends are white people, but like as a whole, to say like this is like basically we are morally inferior to these people, like it's inherent. We are morally inferior to these people, but we must aim to be them because they are basically morally superior to us. Like, where did that come from? Like, and that is a rhetorical question, by the way.
Like, I used to code switch at work. Now how I'm talking to y'all is how I talk to people at work. Because why I'm about to fucking talk another way to you. Like, you gonna accept me for how I am because I know how to fucking do my job very well. Like, I'm not putting on no different voice, changing my accent. I'm not, oh, hello. Oh, hey, Bill. Oh, I'm doing swell. Like, I'm not doing that shit. Like, I'm too old to be doing that shit, dog. Like, and you're no better than me. Like, I hear you fucking cussing when you talking to your peers. Like, I hear these doctors cussing. Like, yeah, I'll be saying motherfucker and shit and all that shit, just like I be saying it. So I'm gonna say that shit too. I'm not gonna change who I am when I know you're doing the same shit that I'm doing, because I see y'all niggas doing the same shit that I'm doing.
So what you brought up if it had been at the BET Awards, the Chris Rock Will Smith situation. Could you just can we just fathom a universe where that takes place at the Source Awards?
Bruh.
Because much worse things have taken place at the Source Awards. Like that probably don't even crack the top 10 of shit that has happened at the Source Awards. Young Buck like stabbed somebody like 3 years in a row. Like
he had that day marked on his calendar. Like he was ready.
And for a minute, if you don't know this, like every time Young Buck either had a feature or was on a feature, he was saying he would like stab or shoot somebody for the person who he was featuring.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're not this cool with this many people, bro. Like, you just met that man last week and he paid your verse fee, and now you want a song saying, I got it if you need it. But can we just for a minute? It don't even got to be the Source Award. What if it happened at the Vibe Awards? Like, we just fathom for a minute the like, because number one, I've seen a lot of talk about Chris Rock's reaction, and I fucks with Chris Rock, but Chris Rock got a little his chip be running at like 30%. If you follow Dr. Umar, Dr. Umar videos, you know what chip I'm referring to. He was letting Louis C.K. say nigga in front of him, and Seinfeld had to be the one in the room to be like, this isn't okay. Like, you like, not that Seinfeld is like some super right wing dude, but you know how wildly you got to be for Seinfeld to be like, nah, this ain't okay. Like,
you're wilding if you're a black man in a room with a white person, and a white person is doing wrong, and he's looking at you like, nigga, why are you allowing this? This is fucking wrong. Like you out of pocket, bro.
Like, he ain't looking at Chris to be like, oh, well, Chris said it's okay. He like, nah, Chris, this ain't okay. But I don't think for 1 second Chris Rock is eating that slap if it's not anywhere other than a white.
Oh no, because here's the missing element, like, because is then the hype set in, and you gotta respond to the hype. People are now like, oh, you gonna let Will do you like that?
Because the white award show is silence, and boy, at a black award show, ooh.
Oh, it's gonna be Mark Phillips, instigator. He gonna be right there,
just stretching.
Nigga, can you imagine 50? Like what 50 would have done in that instance?
I know you're not gonna let him just slap you like that.
Now imagine the next the nigga who gets in a like 50 Cent getting an award coming up, like, or
presenting an award.
Like, yeah, hey, there, this next artist slapped this shit off the charts. Like, this nigga Will slap fucking Chris. Like, that's all you gonna be hearing, bro. Like, nah, we gotta throw hands after that. Man.
Was that the BET Awards that the remnants of G Unit carried out gunplay like an old rug?
I think so.
Oh yeah, I think
yeah.
Like, can you just like that would not like see this is another reason why we need black people at the black so we can handle that shit correctly. Our boy Smooth Side said Chris Rock made the right move. Will would have beat his ass. That would have been 2 L's. I'm not gonna say he made the money move of y'all white folks owe me for not fucking y'all shit up. That's the move that he made. But that ain't going down like that at a black award show. It would have been Malice at the Palace.
Yeah, the black award, it would have been tables, chairs thrown.
Like, it would have been a full-blown nigga moment on live TV.
Hey, bro, but like in the depending on when it was, you'll see niggas in fucking velour outfits with Tim's on. But it's gonna get physical in there.
It's a quote still to bluff. Whatever happened, keep that motherfucker rolling. Like, don't turn them cameras off. Do not turn them cameras off.
Like, it would have been a bunch of like number one, people probably would have been calling Will a hoe for reacting like that anyway off of that joke. Because niggas would have been in there cracking the fuck up off that joke.
Yeah.
Like, but the instigation level would have who else would have been? It's 50. Mark Phillips would have been there instigating. Like, who else would have been in that motherfucker just like instigating the shit out of that? Or who might have run up for like the Pride of Brooklyn?
Chris Rock from Brooklyn?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
He's from Bed-Stuy.
He's from Bed-Stuy.
Diddy, like, I could see like Diddy instigate. Like, think of all the niggas who was around with the Fabulous and Ray J shit, bro. Like, all the type of niggas. Those would have been the niggas there making that shit 100 times worse, bro.
Nori would have got up presenting the award. Yeah, let's clap it up, slapping the shit out of Chris Rock.
Give it up, y'all.
Smooth Side said the Black Award show would have let his entire family and their brother go. Oh yeah, because it's like 9 of them. Like it would have been niggas like trying to start Will out. And Will don't run with niggas like that no more.
Nah.
It definitely would have been a lot of furniture moving.
Jaden certainly ain't helping him.
Nah.
He ain't. The older son might have some hands. He stay out the spotlight, but yeah, nah. And Diddy got up and said something at the Oscars after the fact, talking about we need to heal, we need to love. Nigga, you beat up a coach with a kettlebell, nigga. You smacked Drake. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I was about to say you smacked a young up and coming rapper. So please,
like, bro, you send niggas walking for cheesecake, bro. I'm not trying to hear nothing you gotta say, bro. Like nothing.
And there's some Twitter threads involving New York gangsters. Some of Diddy's muscle allegedly was involved in that, and he's been allegedly implicated in much worse. I say allegedly. But
obviously, yeah.
I mean, Sean went to prison for this, man. I mean,
like, but Diddy done slap multiple niggas. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't get on preaching love when you are like the most prominent hip hop slapper. Like, I don't know if there's anyone in hip hop who done open hand smacked as many niggas as Diddy. As a matter of fact, he's on a song with Dipset, and the only ad lib he said is, "I'm gonna smack a motherfucker." I'm gonna smack a motherfucker. Like you get off on open hand slapping niggas. Smooth Side said that Oscar stage should be the final stage on the next Def Jam game. Jada Pinkett should be an unlockable character. Hey, somebody said if they make another Def Jam game, the baby got to be the final boss.
Like, he gonna be out there like fucking Fat Joe. If you never played fucking Def Jam, that nigga Fat Joe and Snoop was like the
Snoop
hardest niggas, bro.
I couldn't get past.
I used to hate Fat Joe, man.
Hey, you think you about to win? That nigga Fat Joe put you in a bear hug. It's over with, bro. You're done for.
Could we do another well, number one, Def Jam ain't even as prominent a label as it used to be. But could we do like another hip hop fighting game?
I mean, who would be on there? That's
Vince Staples.
Yeah,
Vince Staples. Now, Vince Staples would definitely be like the rapper that's playing your guide into like the world.
Yeah,
like he ain't really there to fight. He just kind of there to like show you the ropes and crack jokes after you get your ass whooped.
The baby would definitely
in
here. I'm trying to think who else.
Lil Uzi,
Jim Jones. Oh yeah, definitely Lil Uzi. Rich the Kid, I have to be like a little fucking minion, like one of the early niggas in the game.
The Migos, they be jump punching niggas.
Yeah.
A Lil Baby, just because I heard that they got the Migos, that he got the Migos. I think he got Offset robbed, allegedly.
Lee says the baby is still on a punching tour. It's kind of amazing. Like, bruh, that.
Oh yeah. Also, speaking of, Rolling Stone might have like the proverbial smoking gun, and the baby might be, he might be about to.
The only thing to me that makes me think he's gonna get off is there's like a section of it that's missing. Like, you don't see the start, you do see him like come out swinging, and then like his story was, dude pulled out a gun. But you don't ever see that.
You don't ever see that.
But that's what I'm saying. The camera angle changes to where you see all of them, and then it just goes to the angle of him shooting. So we don't know what's on the other side of that. So I mean, that might be enough for reasonable doubt, like in the eyes of a jury, if he got a good enough lawyer anyway.
This man also immediately after like that, and that was the first like Lil Baby. I mean, excuse me, the Baby song I heard. Like, he did a "Leave Me Alone" freestyle. Like, about that shooting. So yeah, interesting stuff. Go look that up. But
yeah, I mean, he gets off for everything else. He, like, right before that story broke, he shot somebody in the leg at his house.
Yeah,
I mean, hey, why are you going to, at all niggas' houses you gonna go to? Why are you going to this nigga's house? Like this nigga don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
like I'm not going to no nigga's house for no smoke.
Any rapper that has offed somebody and didn't even get arrested, I'm not bothering them. You already know what they're willing to do, and they're probably emboldened by the fact that they didn't go to jail for it. Why are you fucking with him?
And we seen like when he was in Atlanta shooting that video, and them niggas rolled up on him. Like that nigga stood his ground. Like, why are you? I'm not fucking with nobody like that, bro. Because he clearly don't give a fuck, or he got the best lawyers money can buy. Either way, that nigga got to be a top 3 nigga in the game, in the hip hop fighting game. He has to be.
Oh yeah,
He has to be.
MC Hammer, put him on there. Put his old ass on there.
Yeah. No. And his finishing move got to be stomping you out with the pumps and the bumps choreography.
Hey, who lumped up Joe Budden, bro? Them niggas got to be on the which Wu-Tang niggas?
Oh yeah, Raekwon.
Yeah, that was Raekwon. Yeah.
Was it Raekwon that delivered the punch, or was it one of them Killer Bees niggas? I can't remember. I know Raekwon was the one who was pissed off on Met's behalf. Yeah, the Wu-Tang.
Yeah, I feel like it might. Yeah, I feel like it might have been one of the affiliates. Yeah.
Well, I feel like that was an affiliate thing. Like I don't feel like Ray. Like, I mean, now I do believe Ghost would if that nigga.
Oh yeah, he absolutely
would. If that nigga was kicking it with the Delphonics and having a fucking shootout. Lee said his Def Jam lineup is Wiz Khalifa, Migos, Math Hoffa, all of the Chicago drill scene, Solange, Lupe, Benzino's Neck, MC Hammer, Raekwon, and Ransom. Smooth Side says MOP got to be on there. We low key could have a whole New York DLC. Yeah, it's got to be city based this time.
Hey, Loon, we could put Loon on there. Did he just get out of jail? I think he
Loon a Hasidic Jew now. I think.
Hey man, we could do throwback them like 19, like they got on WWE 2K. They got like 1998 Triple H. You could put like 1998 Loon on there or something.
Like, it's got to be a salon. See, I don't know if you can have a Solange elevator fight because misogyny. I don't know that a video game company would allow you to just beat up a prominent or get into a fight with a prominent woman. Benzino. Hey, yeah, we can talk about this too. Benzino is the worst rapper of all time. Hard stop.
Easily.
This nigga feet frozen. Oh, you back now?
No, I was watching the game.
No, I mean like your eyes was like half shut, like open, like it froze for like split second. But like, so somebody found out Benzino was a rapper, and matter of fact, it was D. Shouts to not KWCD and not Prince Hakeem D, the third D. She found out Benzino was a rapper. She was like, I need to hear some of his music. And me and Fee was both like, no, you don't. Like, he is the worst rapper of all time. Hard stop. And she insisted. And we both sent her a song. And she was like, I want to fight somebody. And I was like, we told you.
We told you.
Like, I'm not going out of my way to tell you that somebody is the worst rapper of all time. The nigga stinks, bro.
Like, listen, man. Like, when I found out Coi Leray was his daughter, I immediately stopped critiquing her. It's like you never had a chance to be good. You are the offspring of the worst rapper of all. This ain't a situation of like Dale Curry being an average NBA player and then Steph being fired. Like, no. This is literally the worst rapper of all. His daughter had no chance. Like, and yes, Coi Leray is probably technically worse at rap. I can name some rappers that are worse at rapping than Benzino, but Benzino is the worst of all time because he's from the East Coast. He worked at the Source. He came up in the golden age of hip hop.
Yeah,
and he was still trash.
And that's what I'm saying. Like him being that trash at rapping and then giving out 5 mics in the Source, like. Does that not kind of tarnish? Like, do you really know what you listened to? And I know Benzino wasn't actually giving them, it's the editors on the staff, but to me, it's like, do I really want 5 mics after I hear this motherfucker rapping? Like, how much weight does 5 mics really hold when you hear the shit that he put out?
Well, those who can't do teach or whatever they say. I don't know.
Yeah, those that can do, those that can't teach. Like, like. Any list of worst rappers of all time, Benzino was at the top. It's like that. It's unassailable in my mind. Like Tom Brady being the greatest quarterback of all time. You don't have to like Tom Brady, but the man's resume speaks for itself. There's no debating with 7 Super Bowls in 10 tries. You're not debating that. The man has had 3 separate Hall of Fame careers. We can end the discussion. Benzino's the worst rapper of all time. It isn't close.
Did I ever tell you about the time that Benzino tried to fight me in South by Southwest?
I feel like you've mentioned this, but we've never gone into detail.
Yeah, so like you see like hella people at South by Southwest, and so Sturdy actually called out like Benzino's name as a joke. He's like, "Hey, there's Benzino. I'm gonna take a picture." So Sturdy got a picture with Benzino. I'm like off to the side because why would I want to take a picture with Benzino? And then Sturdy posted a picture. He was like, "Hey, y'all, look at who I found. It's Benzino." He tagged Benzino, and then Benzino was like, I took a picture with some of my fans, and then I responded. I was like, "Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not like." And I wasn't even being rude at first. I was like, "Yeah, not a fan." Wasn't even in the picture, but whatever. And then he was like, "Nigga, y'all was thirsty out there." I was like, "Whoa." And then so we had a back and forth, and then I told him that I feel like I told him that he looked like Esther Roll from Good Times. That he didn't take kindly to that. And he was like, "Here's the address to my hotel. Meet me out there." And yeah, we just had some. But yeah, it was. Like I was like, no, nobody was asking for your picture. Like nobody is your fan.
Benzino neck is the widest thing.
Yes, he did stab Paul Pierce.
Well, I think he arranged for that stabbing to occur. I don't know that he was actually the one perpetrating the said stabbing. But listen, man, he had to do that. Why else would he get respect? His mic skills was trash.
He got to lift weights too, because when you're that trash on the mic, we're going to slander you.
And he's like 5'5". Like
you're gonna have to beat niggas up in order for niggas to respect you. Like how you a worse rapper than Brian Pumper, bro? Like how you?
I forgot Brian Pumper had a rap career.
Like how are you a worse rapper than Brian Pumper, bro? Than the fake Lloyd Banks, bro?
Oh shit.
And you know what makes it so worse? Benzino has all the money and like all the access or whatever. Like you could have just had niggas like ghostwriting you, giving you good shit. Like, hey man, I'll give you 4 mics on your next album. You give me some dope bars. Like
that's what I'm. That's why he's the worst. Like the circumstances. You from the East Coast. You were a part owner of the Source. You came up in the golden age. There was zero reason for you to be that much worse than everybody else who touched the mic during your era. Even the weed holders and crews was better than Benzino. Benzino was worse than the weed holders.
Like, bro, like you're not better than like Black Tie, like Murder Inc. Bro.
Ooh.
Like Cadillac Tie and them niggas was better than you. You wasn't better.
Spider Loke was better than you.
He wasn't better than the niggas in the Harlem World group.
Ooh,
bro, how you not better than
Loon, Stason, all them? You wasn't better than them.
Like you wasn't better than one nigga on Uchiwali, bro.
No, you're not better than Horse or Jungle, man.
Yeah, like the little homie who was a gardener hoe. You wasn't better than him. Like he ain't better than none of the Killer Bees.
like you know what make it so bad? Like I follow the Double XL on Twitter, and it was kind of ironic now that I'm thinking about it. But the Double XL, they had to be being fucking funny because they posted a clip of this nigga today talking about, hey, what do rate these bars from 1 to 10 of Benzino? Nigga, a 0. Why are y'all putting this out here?
0.
Y'all know, I know y'all are embarrassing this nigga because y'all used to have beef with these niggas back in the day, bro.
Like he ain't a better rapper than Bizarre.
Nah, he's not.
You got a better rapper than Royce the 5'9's little brother, who is absolutely ass.
Kid Vicious.
Like, bro, it's a lot of like you're not better than Baby. I would rather listen to Baby, the #1 stunner, than Benzino.
Yeah, like you are not better than the weed carriers. You ain't better than the weed carriers. You ain't better than the niggas on Paul Kane's crew. You ain't better than none of the niggas Myth Bleak signed. Like
Ain't
you
better than Purple City Bird Gang. Like it's a lot of niggas. And my niggas SAS out in London.
SAS in London. You can't fuck with SAS in London, bro. How are you worse than the weed carrier?
Oh, who the niggas Drake had on More Life? Fucking Gibbs. Well, like you're not better than him.
Gigs.
Like, and it's not even fair to like compare Benzino because like someone could probably say, well, look at one of these newer kids. They supposed to be trash. Look at who they influences was. They influences was trash. Benzino didn't have that excuse.
Like, yeah, you came up in the golden era.
Came
like
up in the golden era. You
like
wasn't
you
supposed
old
to be
enough.
that trash.
Yeah, like you was listening to like LL, fucking Rakim, Big Daddy Kane. Like you listening to like the old goats, like the OG goats. Like
I don't even know if the boys from Heavy D and the Boys rap, but I'm pretty sure every single one of the boys could write a 16 better than Benzino at any point in their lives. I don't even know what the boy. I know it was Heavy D and the Boys. I don't know who any members of the boys were, but I feel like the boys all had better bars than Benzino.
Yeah, man, because this man is like, what, 55, 56? Look at who his peers are.
Like, it should be impossible for someone to be that trash. Like, just given everything that surrounded him. Like, that shouldn't be possible. But here we are. So if someone tells you that Benzino is the worst rapper of all time, please understand that's not a joke. Blair said, I'm pretty sure.
No, that's...
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like,
well,
Bizarre.
Yeah, like, you look...
Bizarre.
You look who Bizarre was around. Like it was a straight up gimmick. Like he was like how Slim Shady was a gimmick for Eminem. He was like Bizarre was like to the 100th power. But if you see the rest of them niggas who he's around, and Bizarre runs with like niggas in battle rap who can really rap. Like he hang like Bizarre knows lyrics and lyricism. Like he's definitely just a spoof.
I'm seriously trying to think of who like the worst weed carriers of all time are. And I don't want to like super insult nobody, but
nigga, the Outlaws,
Frick Billionaire.
Yeah, like you worse than Philly Frick, bro.
Damn, Philly Frick?
You are worse than West Philly Frick.
Worse than Philly fucking Frick, bro. Like, how is that possible? Oh shit. Yeah, but listen, man, do not. Because somebody else hit me after I posted that was like, wow, this is so bad. We would not lie to you about Benzino being the worst rapper. I am notoriously hard on rappers. He's the worst rapper of all time.
Bro, Nick Cannon is better than that nigga Benzino, bro.
Gigolo sounds like Mural compared to anything that Benzino's ever wrote.
What's my other boy there? The Hitmaker, Young Berg is better than
Young Berg. Young Berg would rap circles around Benzino. Like we keep going. I cannot think of a nigga who was worse, like outside of these new motherfuckers that are worse. But I can't think of anyone who was rapping at any point in time who was worse than Benzino.
Like I would rather listen to The Rest Is History by Jen for the rest of my life than
hey, come on, man.
Than listening to the Benzino album.
Come on, bro.
I'm just saying.
The Rest of History had like 2.5 joints on it, man.
I
2.5.
I'd rather listen to Heavy Starch by Ali, and I threw that shit out my car when I bought it, and listen to an album by Benzino.
I'm pretty sure Slow Down had better bars than Benzino, and we ain't never heard that nigga speak.
I was about to say the world would never know.
We ain't never heard Slow Down speak. Yeah, man. Do not listen to Benzino. Do not subject yourself to it. Don't encourage him to write more raps.
No.
Just don't. Like I just wish Royce the 5'9" would have used the rocket launcher. Like that's the only good things that Benzino has ever been a part of were being dissed by Eminem and the classic moment that is Royce the 5'9" pulling out a bazooka or threatening him on YouTube. That's it. And those were some classic Eminem disses. Eminem wasted some of his best bars on Benzino, and I don't know why.
You gotta double down when it's Benzino, like just for the disrespect.
Like he dissed him like 3 or 4 times. Like Eminem's beefs are so bizarre. Like how you beef with Everlast and Benzino and Cannabis.
Moby, when he beefing with Moby,
he wasn't beefing with Moby. He just threw bars at Moby and the boy bands of the world. But he had like he was doing actual diss records with Everlast. From House of Pain, Jump Around.
With ICP, like
Insane Clown Posse. Like how are you like probably one of the greatest technical rappers ever, and you got beef with some of the worst niggas of all time? Smooth Side says Fergie singing the national anthem is better than Benzino's Hot as 16. Nah, absolutely.
Hot as 16 and Benzino should never be in the same sentence. Because that nigga has never ever spit a Hot as 16.
Much like the winters in Boston, all his 16s are cold, like frigid.
Like did the East Side Boys rap?
Yes, they did.
Yes, they did.
They weren't great, but they rapped.
Yeah.
Like I know they chanted a lot along with Lil Jon. I didn't know if they actually had.
No, they come and give you about 4 to 8 bars on the song.
Yeah.
Who's them niggas who did it? Who had to do an EP with Lil Scrappy, like a joint EP?
Oh, Trillville.
Oh, Trillville.
I don't know anyone in Trillville, but all of Trillville got better bars than Benzino.
Oh.
Hey, that was the wildest shit to me. How you a group of like 3 or 4 niggas and you can't put 8 songs together between the 3 of you niggas?
Bro, I would be so like, and I can't believe I'm taking up for Scrappy, but I would be so mad if I was Scrappy. I have an album ready to go, but I got to split.
I gotta split my album with a group of niggas.
With an entire group.
Like y'all niggas can't get in the studio and rap. Man,
they terrible.
You know what? We can end it on this. Another Bad Creation all had better bars than
what are the niggas that say Aisha
that got dissed by Crisscross? That's still the funniest diss record in history. Jump being a diss record is just not something that I knew till I was an adult.
Yeah, to quote Dennis Brown, I rub it, smack it, flip it like Mike Bivens, but to me, your flow is like Rodney DeVoe's.
Rodney DeVoe got better bars than Benzino. What are the dudes that was running with Bobby Brown back in the 80s? His crew, them niggas that was dancing and he occasionally let rap.
Yeah.
Them niggas had better bars than Benzino, bro. Oh shit.
Bruh, we got so far off track, bruh.
Hey,
oh man, but yeah, Benzino trash, bruh.
Shout out. Leo'll have a random comment that always like sends us off on a tangent somehow, some way. Who won the Sixers Heat game?
The Sixers won by 20.
Oh god damn! Last time I looked, they was only up by 3.
The Heat started turning it over at the end and pressing, so they missing a lot of shots.
Wasted a 33-point game from Jimmy.
Yeah, I can't see. I still can't see the Sixers winning because Embiid don't look right, and Danny Green is not giving you that.
Nah,
every game. So
yeah, this game was an outlier. I still think the Heat gonna take it.
Yeah,
well, Luka shooting 1 for 7, and the Mavs are winning.
Yeah, well, that's because everybody else is playing better. Brunson is playing decent.
Might have something to do with Luka not passing the ball with 5 seconds left on the shot clock after dribbling it.
Well, it's hard to get in. It's hard to get into a rhythm. Like the only person who benefits, well, Kleber and Reggie Bullock benefit from Luka pounding the ball, but Brunson and Dinwiddie, they need to have a ball in their hands to get into the rhythm, and they can't never get into the rhythm because they watching Luka dribble the whole damn clock down.
I had this thought the other day. Not that I'm comparing their games or their career trajectories, but both of these these number 3 picks who had flameouts in their first 3 playoff series while putting up phenomenal numbers and can score and do everything. He might need someone like Phil Jackson to come in and be like, yeah, it's great that you can do all this, but we're going to take the ball out your hands. You go kill them offensively, and we're going to let this do-it-all wing over here run the offense and do everything else, so you don't tire yourself out. Again, I'm not comparing him to Michael Jordan. I'm just saying I see some similarities with Luka can do it all, but might not be able to win against these stacked teams with that.
He kind of remind me of LeBron a little bit too, like how LeBron, like Cleveland LeBron, used to play.
Yeah, I mean Cleveland LeBron and 80s MJ are pretty similar.
Yeah, that's what like
MJ
watching
just score more.
The first Cleveland LeBron, not the final LeBron, but the that's.
We got anything else?
No, that's it.
All right. Well, we'll be back next week. Joe is experiencing some kind of inverse jet lag. What the fuck?
This man hit us up yesterday. Said, "Fellas, I won't be on tonight." We was like, "Yeah, neither will we." But yeah.
hit us up yesterday, 45 minutes after we would have gone on, and said, "I won't be joining y'all tonight." So that brother's world is upside down. So
yeah, I had to look at my phone and my calendar. Like, damn, is today Friday? I thought it was Thursday.
Like, nigga, I'm like, it's 9:40. What do you mean you not going on tonight, nigga? If we was going on, we'd have been on. But yeah, on last week's episode, what's that show? I still ain't started.
Yeah, Under the Banner of Heaven. So yeah, we're doing that right now.
I watched the first episode. That shit is fucking. It's interesting and it's great. Yeah, I'm there for that one.
Is that a weekly thing or all the episodes streaming?
Yeah, so they dropped the first 2 episodes and now like every Thursday they drop an episode. But it's only going to be like a 6-episode miniseries if I'm not mistaken. So yeah.
So that runs y'all right up in the Obi-Wan.
Yep.
All right, cool. I think even D is tired of watching Atlanta. I ain't watched it in 3 weeks.
Yeah, I stopped watching ages ago. So yeah,
I read the plot synopsis of last week's episode, and I was like, "Yeah, no." But yeah, check out thekidswearcrowns.com. Ryan just dropped a new post on Moon Knight, which I still ain't watched, and I don't plan on watching. But yeah, he dropped a post on that.
I mean, he certainly made good points, and he's trying his best to convince me I may cave. Yeah,
it's only 6 episodes, so I might.
Yeah,
I just keep finding other shit to rewatch. Like I just rewatched the entirety of Netflix's Voltron series. It's very fire about that.
I don't know. I've been seeing nothing but good shit about Moon Knight. Like everybody been saying it's fire. Like people I trust because a lot of people be overhyping shit, but.
Yeah, same. I don't know that I can get back into the Marvel like swing of things. Now, if the big cameo when Doctor Strange turns out to be, and they let him direct too, because your boy might jump back in, but
I was never mind. We'll talk off air.
Yeah, but all right, yeah. Till next week, same bat time, same bat channel. 1